Honestly, one of the best Bollywood horror films I've seen. Tumbad is a, I think, underrated movie, or I don't know how well many people know this. Honestly, anybody I tell doesn't really know about this movie, so I'm gonna consider it underrated. And for the horror category, I think it's a good blend. Bollywood horror doesn't really go too far, to be honest. They're not either very scary at all, or they have too many jump scares, or it's comedic at times. This was a very serious horror movie that I've seen with a good story, and it's not scary. And I don't think, maybe because I've seen too many horror movies, there's not that many horror movies I think adults find scary anymore. Conjuring, let's say The Nun, I feel like it's all jump scares. They have a moment where it might be scary, but that's about it. This movie, I would say, is honestly on par with something like The Conjuring. Maybe not jump scare wise, but story wise, it might even be better. So, Tumbad's story is very simple. It talks about basically one of the Indian gods, Hastad, and it goes to basically tell it's about greed and how this character is and how it basically corrupts men. And in the movie, you have the main character. You see him go throughout the years. You see how they play with the idea of greed and how this character basically wants money and will do anything for it. And the best way to get it is has to do with this story of this evil deity or god of Husted. And I won't this basically taste too much because I feel like enjoying the movie will make it better. But basically, it has to do with that process and how he could get money from this god. And it's a very greedy way, and it shows how bad humans can be and how they have to learn. And it does have a lesson in it. Story wise, I think that's what carries this movie the most. It's a great story. It's overall really well rounded. If you like the character or you see how evil the character is and you can see the growth and you're wondering where is this going to go? Am I rooting for this character? Maybe not. But it shows you how evil is mainly in humans at times. And like the horror aspect, it's not really a ghost story. It's not anything like that. It's a bit more like visual. You'll see it. It's not there too often, but it's more of like a mythological story. The acting is great, of course. These actors, you won't know them too much, but you have to give all of them credit. They make you feel and understand what's going on in the story. Honestly, I didn't know any of them either, but I think they did a great job in portraying what they were trying to do. The horror aspect. This, I feel like, depends on what you're coming in for. I don't think Bollywood horror is been scary at all. I've seen Stree, I've seen Booth, I've seen Bhool Bhulaiya. These movies come up whenever it comes to Bollywood horror, and I don't think they are scary that much. Like they're child scary. Like if you show these movies to your kids, they're gonna tell these stories and get scared. They're gonna be like, "Oh my god, the monster's scary," or "Oh my god, the jump scare." But as an adult, I don't think horror movies are scary anymore. But unless you think that type of stuff is scary, you're gonna enjoy this movie. It's Halloween season. I would definitely give this a recommend. It's a spooky movie, not like a ghost story. It's not too much. More of a fun horror movie, more of a monster of the week. Actually, that's what I would give this movie. But overall, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10. I think it's definitely worth a watch. It's fun to watch. It's not too scary, but it's a, like I said, monster of the week. If that's what you're looking for, you're gonna love it. If you have any Halloween recommendations for Bollywood movies, give me a heads up. I'm gonna be watching a few more. I was just trying to find scary movies. I don't know if because we're too old now, but they're just not too scary to me. If you have any movie that you definitely think will scare me, give me a heads up. Thank you. Like, follow, subscribe. I appreciate you guys.
No!